Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hearty welcome to everyone. And we'll begin with meditative shlokas on Bhagavad Gita, Gita Jnana, it is called. You can chant along if you have it there with you or on your phone, Gita Jnana. Om Parvaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Graditam Puranamaya Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Ashtadashadyayini Ambattvani Sandhatani Bhagavad Gita Jnana Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Unnaya Vindaya Padraveda Yena Tvaya Bharata Kaila Purnaha Prajvalido Jnanamaya Pradipa Prapanya Parijataya Udravitraitapani Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamritartune Satangopanishado Gavo Dodha Gopalanandana Partho Vatsasudeva Moga Dudham Gitamritam Mahadam Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsacharuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadurum Krishnam Vande Jagadurum. Tonight we continue chapter 18 of Bhagavad Gita. We're seeing the last chapter of this great Hindu treatise. It is a text given by Bhagavan Shri Krishna himself. Bhagavan manifests as this whole universe. Bhagavan, which is the source of all beings. Bhagavan, who gives all karma, who Sarvagnya means all-knowing, Sarva-Shaktiman, all-powerful, Sarva-Vyapi, Bhagavan, which is everywhere in the universe, takes a form. It's called avatar. It is something like, and they use this all the time now, they use the same sort of idea in movies and in games. Everybody knows what an avatar is. Many children play games where they have an avatar. Or on your WhatsApp, you have a picture of yourself and you just send it waving, saying thumbs up. You see children doing that. Means it is a representation of that person in some field. So like that, there's a movie called Moana. You know the movie? It's about a girl who tries to travel the ocean with Varuna Devata. Means the ocean has within it a being which is responsible for the ocean, which manifests and they go together. So you just imagine now, Bhagavan is a whole ocean. A whole ocean is the Lord. And if he wants, he can take a form also in the ocean. And when he talks as a little form, he's talking on behalf of the whole ocean. That idea is there. So Bhagavan, who is Lord of the whole universe, who manifested the whole universe, comes as Bhagavan Shri Krishna. And then starts telling his friend, which is a normal jiva like you and I. Can you imagine? You have a friend and that friend is the whole universe. And when he opened his mouth, he showed Yashoda Maya, I am the universe. I am not just little Krishna. To Arjuna, he showed also Vishwa Darshan, a view of the whole, Vishwarup Darshan, of the whole universe in himself. So all that has passed already in this Gita. That Lord is giving advice to Arjuna about some mundane problem. Arjuna has some work to do, like you and I have some work to do tomorrow, and he doesn't want to get up and do it. And that simple, ordinary problem, the Lord of the universe has to come and take avatar to give advice? It's an interesting scenario. Please see this wonderful Hindu treatise and the scenario and the topic and all of that. It tells you a lot about how Hindus treat their daily work. How important it is. In Arjuna's case, it wasn't like he forgot to let the dog out. He forgot to feed the chickens. Not that kind of simple daily work he has to do. Arjuna so happens to be the most brave and brilliant warrior, and it so happens that his work today is to fight a battle for humanity. And it so happens that the advice is being given not before the battle has started. The advice is being given after the conches have been blown and the drums have been beaten. And right there at that moment, it becomes very hard for him to execute his duty because he sees that it's going to require, he took out his arrow and he pointed at Bhishma, grandfather for both sides, most respected and most powerful, and he has to fire that arrow mercilessly and pierce his heart and lay him to the ground. Before he hits the ground, he should fire 5 more and pierce his body. He has to do that because it so happened that life put him on one side and Bhishma Pitamaha on the other side. So it's not and if he doesn't fight, it's a watershed moment in history. There are a few moments in history, like they say, they teach in school now, something called D-Day. Had those soldiers not stormed the banks of D-Day, then that World War II would have not ended. You learned that in school? We learn in Canada because some Canadian soldiers went and all that. But there are key moments in battles of history that set, okay, the good side won. So this is that very moment. Means if Arjuna doesn't fight, then our grandparents don't bring Ramayana here to Guyana. Because Sanatana Dharma would have fallen. So if they don't bring Ramcharitmanas with them, it means they don't bring their tradition, it means it wouldn't have held up. Then you and I would be here in Guyana, and there would be no Ramayana and no Mandir. So who fought against those who wanted to remove it? At the key moment, it all came down to this one, everybody looking at him to be the leader. The leader now. And the leader looking at the situation and saying, I can't do it. So there's a reason why Bhagavan had to take avatar to teach Arjuna at that moment. But Bhagavan knows everything. He actually lined it up so it would be like that. So he's not just teaching, you know how you give somebody advice while they're eating chips? They're not and they're watching TV and you're giving them advice on how to live. They're not paying attention. That advice going. But Arjuna fell to the ground. He became a student. And all of history looks back at that moment. Bhagavan, what did you say to Arjuna over the 3.5 hours that you guys chatted there before the war started? What did you say to him to take him from his fallen state where he said he dropped his bow and you said something to him and then he picked it up and he fought like he never fought before? What did you say to him? Oh no, I gave him Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dokta Gopalanandana. That verse we just chanted. I gave him the essence of Hinduism, which is contained in Vedanta or the Upanishads. Lord Krishna milked the Upanishads and fed Arjuna that milk in the form of this Gita. Arjuna is like the calf and it nourished him. And so Bhagavan Sri Krishna could have, just with the wink of an eye, changed the whole scenario. There's a story in Mahabharata. He made it look like the sun had already set when it didn't set. He could have done anything, but instead of doing any lila, what he did, he gave knowledge, ideas, inspiration, explanation to Arjuna. He wasn't going to help do his duty for him, even though he could. He wasn't going to remove the enemy for him, even though he could. He wasn't going to do anything for Arjuna. Arjuna had to do for his 100%. If you don't study, Bhagavan is not going to save you. You are not going to pass. So Lord Krishna didn't do anything. In fact, what he did gave him knowledge so he could do for himself. Because who gave us the ability to do in the first place? Bhagavan gave us our hands and our legs and our intellect and our speech. He already equipped us with everything. So nothing more is needed. Just to remove the obstacle, and then you will do. So this is the context going on. Then so many things were taught, and now here in chapter 18, Bhagavan is giving summary of the Gita. Brief summary. Like, when you watch highlights, cricket highlights, you don't get the joy of seeing every pitch and everything like that. You don't get to see how all the game went on. Every bowl of the ball you don't get to see. But you get to see the highlights. And you get an idea what's going on. So, summary of Gita is coming here. Also, Bhagavan is expanding on certain points. He mentioned something here and there throughout Gita. And now he's giving the explanation. And in doing that, we just finished a section where he gave life management. How to manage your life in a practical way. And that section is just coming to close now. And Bhagavan is going to be beginning a new section. But let us see. So, where are we? Give me a little recap of Vedanta. Very simple. What do your scriptures say about, what is the philosophy of Hinduism? Very, very simple thing. All beings are a mixture of two things. Two things have come together in this world. One is called the changing, and one is called the changeless. Everything has these two. In Sanskrit, you will say one is Prakriti, nature, matter, changing. All that is same. Prakriti, nature, changing, matter, inert. That's one side. Right? And the other is Purusha, changeless. Source of life. Give sentiency. There's two sides so everybody's a mixture of that. See you. When you cut your nails every day, do you say, oh, now that you've cut that little piece, oh, look at me. I better save it. Nice. What is that? Correct? You keep your nails, your nail filings, and your hair that you cut. And what comes out of your nose? Get rid of it. When it is touching you, you're like, oh, it is part of me. It is so good, wonderful. As soon as a little gap comes in between, I don't like that. What's the difference? If the hair is touching the head and if the hair is separate, what's the difference? The hair is the hair. I don't know if you thought about it. What am I saying? What do I mean to say? This body that I have here, which is made up of flesh and bones and blood and hair and nails and intestines and eyeball and eyelash and earlobe and all that. Then it's filled with bile and blood and all that that body is matter. It's made of the same stuff as every other body. Correct or not? We paint it up nice and make it look good and put kurta and we say but really it's made of the same stuff of every other body. Correct or not? So that's one side of you. But is that all you are? Are you just hair and bone and blood? And skin and flesh and bile and eyeball? No, I'm more than that. You'll have to protest. I'm more than my eyeballs, my fleshy eyeballs, and my saggy skin. So then what are you? What else are you? Because that's all I can see. That's all I can measure. No. There's a being there. A live being is here. So that is the other side. The conscious aspect. So you're made of two. Any animal is made of two. Any devata is made of two. Everybody's made of these two. Like that. So this is the first point. That combo makes the whole world. Second point now. What is it? The world that I was talking about, the changing. Well, it is a mixture of sattva, rajas and tamas. Wherever you look, you will find intelligence, you will find activity, you will find inertia. These three. And what we just saw, Bhagavan was talking about, human beings have these three qualities also. All matter has these three qualities. What is that? Activity, intelligence, activity, and inertia. Sattva, rajas, tamas. Very simple, quick explanation, which deserves more time. So, people who are made, you know what a nice example is. Have you had masala chai? Have you had chai? Chai means tea. It's not chai tea, eh? Chai, the word means tea. So if you say chai tea, you're saying tea. So you don't sound like you know anything if you say chai tea. So our own Hindu people should know chai means tea. Let's say, can I have some roti bread, please? Roti bread. What kind of bread do you want? I want roti bread. Or as soon as a person says that, you know what? This person doesn't really know what is roti. You don't need to add the word bread if you know it is roti. So same thing. If you had chai or coffee, you know it has three different ingredients in chai. What is that? Tea leaves, milk, and sugar. Correct. Now, every time you make a cup of tea, does it come out exact same? Even if you try and you take out measuring spoon, it still comes out a little different. Correct? You can put so much sugar that the spoon will stand. So you're not really having tea, you're having sugar with a little bit of milk and tea leaf. Or you can put very little sugar. You can put no milk. You can make it very milky. You have variety. But made of three things only. So there's a variety of cups of tea. Like that, there's a variety of things in this world, and they're all mixtures of how much sattva, rajas, tamas, mixed up like that. You can make variety. And how much variety you can make with just three is infinite. You know there's only three primary colors also? They learn in school. What are they? Blue, red, and yellow. And with those three, you can make any color. Do you know every screen you look at on your phone? If you look closely at it, it has three colors only. Three little lights are there. And those three lights, they keep blinking, and when you step far enough back, you see the whole picture. But if you zoom in and look, it's just three light bulbs in repetition. A whole blue, red, and I think green. These three. You should look online and check it out. Eh? So with those three colors on the screen, how many colors you can make on your phone screen? Infinite. Just out of three. How many colors you can make with paint out of the primary? Just infinite out of three. So how many types of human beings you can make with just sattva, rajas, and tamas? So many types. If you're a parent and you have several children, you'll know, especially in the old days when they had like 7, 10, 11, 12 children. And he come out the same? No 2 cups of tea come out the same. If the first cup of tea was good, you said, let's have a second one. I said, man, you shouldn't have had a second cup of tea. It didn't come out nice at all. Or vice versa. That's a joke for parents. You can relax. This is your place of mental relaxation. The mandir. So laugh, smile, forget everything else and be and enjoy. Right? Okay. All that is to say that we're different types based on sattva, rajas, and tamas. And last night we dealt with this topic. Bhagavan identifies the natural grouping that is there in this world. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Alpha, Beta, Treta, Delta, whatever you want to say. You can A, B, C, D. Give it any name you want. But there are these different characteristics. Some people are more thinkers, visionaries. They like to deal in the world of thoughts. Other people have great valor. And they like to execute plans. And they become like warriors, administrators. That's a different group. A third group that is there in this world, they create resources. They see where there's value and they make value. Businessmen, industrialists, agriculture, like that. And the last group are servicemen and women who get the job done. So Bhagavan says these types of people are there. In each person you have all types. In all works you find all are required. All are equal. And each child has to seek their own heart to find out which one they are. Now this is where it becomes important. Each child has to see, am I more of the thinker type? Am I more of the warrior type? Am I more of the serviceman type? Businessman type? Because what we have today is parents who tell children, no matter what you do, just make sure whatever job you have, it's respectable and it earns money. In that sentence, there's nothing about it matches your aptitude. It matches your passion. We don't count that. But what is being talked about right here, now in this section of verses, Bhagavan is saying, there's a reason why you were born with a certain talent, with a certain outlook, with a certain interest. There's a reason why the universe gave you that. So if you ignore that and do something else, you bring problems in your life, you bring problems in the world. So this topic is being dealt with. What topic? It's called Varna Dharma. It's called Swabhav, Swadharma. This is what my own inclination and what I have to do in the world, my duty. This is the topic. Right. Now, people oversimplify this topic and they like to say the Brahmanas are better. And then say, no, the Kshatriyas are better. They argue like, who is better? They like to argue. One Brahmana got in a boat and he was speaking to the boatman. He's just crossing over to SQO. And it's just he and the boatman. And so he say, boatman, you know to sing any bhajan? He said, no, I don't know any bhajan. Oh, you don't know any bhajan? Quarter of your life gone. You're not saying the Lord's name? You at least know one mantra, you know. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. No, I don't know any mantra. Nothing I know like that. Half your life gone, he said. You don't know one mantra also? You just do puja at all? Any worship of God? You just put a flower at the mandir? Anything you just do? No, all I just do is run this boat. I don't do that also. Oh, 3/4 of your life gone. You're not like me. I do puja for people. I know Sanskrit, I can chant. At that point, the boat sprung a leak. The boat sprung a leak. And they're not close to any island. And waves smash them like anything. So, the boatman asked, Pandit, you know to swim? Panditji said, no, I don't know to swim. Boatman said, man, your whole life gone now. The people like to say, I'm better because I know this, or I'm better because I do that. That's people. That's not there in scriptures. That's people. That's not there in scriptures. Can you say a painter who can paint a perfect picture of this mandir with all the people in it and all the faces and the smiles and the mood, everything he can capture, he is less sattvic than a pandit? He is less intellectual, less aware, less alive than the pandit? His brightness is less? Who would dare say that? Or a scientist doing research. You compare him to somebody who's fabricating, welding and fabricating something intricate and beautiful. You say one is more intellectually great than the other? You dare not say. So just because somebody uses their hands, they're designed to use their hands and deal with service, doesn't mean they're not great in any way. And it certainly does not mean they can't reach mukti. That boatman can very well reach mukti faster than the pandit. So and that is exactly the topic that has come here today in this mandir. I don't know why. How each one of us doing our occupation can reach God. And you don't need to be a Brahmana for that. What is the secret sauce that turns your ordinary occupational work into a sadhana for mukti, for realization, for freedom? There's a secret, because not everybody reaches. See, if you want to say some karma makes you lower than others, so what about the hangman, whose job is to issue capital punishment? Guyana has capital punishment? No. Right? But some countries in South America might have. So there's one hangman somewhere, or lethal injection man. So what does Hinduism have to say about him? He can't reach God because his job is, his duty every day is to go deliver that. But he doesn't know any mantra. His job is to kill every day. So can he reach God? The one whose job is to hang every day. Good question, no? Youth should be asking these type of questions. Now, what do you think the answer is? He can reach or he can't reach? Raise your hand if you think he can reach. Raise your hand if you say, nah, he can't reach, Okay, now let's do butcher. Butcher. He can reach? He cannot reach, raise your hand. But what changed? One is a hangman, what changed? They get confused. Arjuna had the same question. You want me to go and fight and slay family members? This cannot be good. So Bhagavan is saying, no, fighting this battle and slaying everybody, Arjuna, you'll reach mukti also. It doesn't mean we have to fight. His duty is to fight, he's a soldier. So what is it in the work itself that converts that thing to something divine? That is what we get to see today, what you call secret sauce. So let us chant a few verses. I will chant the Sanskrit and then you will chant the chorus. Because it's by chanting the name of the Lord, every time you chant with love, with attention, you put some punya in your karma account. So it is a wonderful thing to do. Otherwise, Jinaji will chant, I will chant, we will put punya in our account and you will just watch us chant. You like to watch someone go to the bank and put deposit while you sit outside? So we all chant and go to the bank and put Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. One time. Shri Krishna Sharanam. Next time. Like that. And one day, those will all come to bear and give fruit. Krishna ki jai. Now, Bhagavan says, two wonderful verses. Sve sve karmani abhirataha siddhim labate naraha. Man attains perfection. Siddhim is the word. He becomes accomplished. He becomes refined. He becomes a siddha. He gains a power. From what? From doing his own work. Sve sve karma, your own duty, whatever it is. So a little boy, his job in the morning is, suppose the parents say, your job in the morning is to do this job. That's all. That's enough now to gain mukti. Every day I do my work. I don't have to do anybody else's work. Then Bhagavan adds, now you listen. Oh, everybody here in Read and Hoop, you listen. I'm going to tell, Krishna is saying, how it is that that person doing his own karma reaches that perfection. What exactly is the source, if you want to say, right? Here is the secret. Now, I can give you an example to understand before you see the explanation. What is that? The Bhagavad Gita, you can say, is giving pine tart philosophy. What is that? Pine tart philosophy. The pine tart is made of two ingredients, or two parts. You see the filling and then the flour, the pastry, correct? Okay, so suppose pastry is duty. Suppose pastry is your work that you have. The pastry is three-pointed. So there's three purposes to your duty. What's the point of all the work that you do every day? There's 3 points. And that was told earlier in Bhagavad Gita, Yajna, Dana, Tapas. I do my work with austerity, so I gain power, so I can serve the community and worship the Lord via helping the world. That's Yajna. And then that finally creates all kinds of wealth, which I squander on everybody. And like that, I do my duty, and wealth and prosperity come to me and everybody around. That's the structure. That's the concept. That's what you have to do. That's the structure. But all of that, suppose somebody gets up every day early. So that's tapas. Not easy to do. Penance, discipline. Gets up early. Well, what do you do when you get up? You don't sit there and watch the news and drink tea. No, you get to your duty, you get to your job. And you do it, looking towards the benefit of the company and the community and all that. Like the police who came here the other day and walked that whole thing. You think they want to come? They want to lock up and stay home like everybody else. But they come. You think their heart trembling. You think they know. They see fire going from this side. This person yelling, that person covering face. You think they want to walk and be the front line? No. If anybody has people in the service, they will tell you. But they go and they do that job to try and bring some peace back to this situation. Right? They do it for who? They might be coming from over the bridge. It's not their community. They do it for the larger community of Guyana. Correct or not? So and because of that, means anybody doing their duty, then what will happen? Peace will be restored, prosperity will come back. And then when you get that prosperity, again, you share it with the same community. And that creates an upward spiral. So that's the structure of life and duty. But all of that doesn't have the sur yet. All of that is still missing something. Somebody who lives like that, they could still be hard and rough and unhappy. The best part of the pine tart is that's why it comes first. Pine tart. Not tart pine. The point is the pine. The best part in all the work that you do, though, is the attitude. The attitude which you do all of that, the filling. It gives the beauty, it gives the joy, it gives the flavor to life. The secret to the work is attitude. If you do it with a perfect attitude, well, you will reach God. If you do it with mediocre attitude, you'll reach somewhere else. And if you do it with a terrible attitude, well, then you'll go down. So, what is that perfection? In scriptures, perfection is perfection of the attitude. It's called purity of mind. Attitude is something you might say you can practice, but it becomes so much spontaneous and natural to a person. The selflessness, the care for God, the consideration for others, the gentleness, that becomes so much part of them that is who they are. Your mind becomes pure, like that. Purity of mind. You see this in sports all the time. An impure mind is agitated, worried, concerned for their own welfare, for their own name, for their own money. And if you have somebody with such a mind, in critical life situations, you don't want them to be up front. Who you want to open them batting? You want someone like Chandrapal, who could stand there for 13 hours and take every situation, constantly resetting the field, every type of ball, every type of spin, hungry, tired, sun, heat, everything, and his mind is only seeing the ball. I mean, he can keep, that's not something, he's reached a state of focus and attention that he can be, in sports, it's called being clutch. Have you heard that? They have nice new phrases. In sports, when it's last second, and the ball is in your hands, and you're the one who has to do the job, you get the job done. Keep the mind quiet as though it's any ordinary match. Such a mind is pure. They have nice phrases. The next generation has nice phrases. Man, he got ice in his veins. You ever hear that? A man got ice in his veins. What did it mean? He's cool through and through. You can't heat him up. It could be the last game, last point, everything. He'll hit that ball like his practice shot. Bhagavan Sri Ram, who's here? Lord Vishnu, look at his smile. We have a shloka for ice in your veins. Prasannatamya nagata vishekataha tatha namamle banavasa dukkataha ukhambuja shri raghunandanasya me sadastu sa manjula mangala prada. Tusidashi writes about Bhagavan's smile. That beautiful smile you see, it didn't grow when he was told he was going to get coronated, and it didn't get weaker when he was told he's going to go to the forest. Calm, cool, quiet, thinking, how am I going to do my duty? His attitude stays the same, no matter what was changing. That is called siddhi. That every human being can get. If you get that, but then you're ready for the next stage, which Bhagavan is going to give you. So the practice is all about that, right? Then, so that tells about siddhi. Now a little bit more. We're going a little slowly today, but this verse is quite wonderful, right? Bhagavan now tells what exactly is the attitude that keeps that mind so quiet and calm. See, a sportsman can do it on the field, right? But suppose he comes off the field, or she comes off the field, and they find that, we just signed, and you're not captain anymore because of this thing, that thing, this politics. You think they stay that calm again? So the idea is, if you can be calm and present here in the mandir, or in your job, it should expand and become every part of your life, every moment. So how do they do it? Bhagavan now tells, Yatta pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tam abhyarichya. That person who worships the Lord through their duty, whatever little job you have to do, taking care of your body, taking care of the yard, taking care of the job, going and voting, your duty in life, coming to do puja, sweep the temple, whatever the job is, right? The person who worships God through that person reaches that type of calmness of mind. But when they say God, they didn't say Lord Vishnu in Vaikunta. They didn't say Lord Shiva in Kailash. They said Bhagavan, who is the source of the whole universe, Yatta Pravritti Bhutanam, and all beings, and Yena Sarvamidam Tatam, who manifests all things. It means to say, that person who can worship God as being everywhere while they do their work, they will reach. That means to say a few things have to happen in our thinking. All right, now we're going to take it a little slowly and analyze. If you're going to work on your karma, your attitude, your bhav, your feelings when you work, 3 improvements can be made. What are those 3? You have to remember this wonderful phrase. It'll come again and again. So if you learn it once, you learn it forever. Karma phala data. Karma phala data is made of 3 words. Karma means karma, your work. Phala means fruit. Like mango is a fruit and banana is a fruit. You know in French how they say banana? No, in English they say banana, and in French they say pineapple is ananas. So if you want to say banana, pineapple, say banana, nana. Anyways, fruit. Phala means fruit. So it means a fruit of your actions, the result of your work. So you have your action, which goes out into the cosmos, gets processed, and you get back some results. Like right now here is results for reaping. I had the karma to come here. You had the karma to listen to me. So every moment, karma you're reaping. Karma, phala. And then dhata is the one who oversees that whole process, gives the result. These 3. Our attitude to each one has to change. So see now, very simple thing. First of all, and this is what we were just talking about, you have to enjoy your duty. You have to be cheerful about the work that you do. If you are a gardener and your parents force you to be a judge, and you're a square peg in a round hole for 30 years, you're going to enjoy that? I gave that example as a real story. A big judge once, when he retired as a magistrate, he didn't go now and do law review and analyze previous cases. No, he left it clean and he went to garden. His whole life he just wanted to garden only. Means he wasted a lifetime, because every day when he goes there and he does his work, it doesn't naturally fit his inclination. So he went to work like it was a job, a chore. But a person who lines up what they're meant to do with what the world has as work, that person doesn't work a day in their life. That person gets joy from the work itself. So it is essential that the next generation lines them up properly. You have to line up the child with the job, despite what the money might be. Because if they're good at that job, money will chase them. In Trinidad, there's a man who paints the numbers on the truck. That's his job. I don't know if here in Guyana they have the same thing. But I know when we were studying in Trinidad at the course, Swamiji was telling us about one man, that's his job. You know, you have to put how many kilograms this thing weighs, how much it can take on every vehicle. And the way he does do his 2, it looked like you could print it. Everybody looking for and where they have to go back some road to find him in his home. And he's sitting there and the world's coming to him because he just perfected one thing. If you could make practical use of one single talent you have, you're great. You don't need to do more than that to be successful. But imagine now that job, they said, no, you go and you should run a grocery store. Why you have to take on all that headache if you could just perfect this one thing? Like that, right? So, I learned to enjoy my karma by, first of all, making sure I'm well aligned to it. So that's my attitude towards my work. It's not a job, it is a joy. Next thing, everything I do, it is an offering to Bhagavan. Whether you like it or not, right now itself, Bhagavan, who's everywhere in the whole world, everything you do is offered into him. Because it's his job to process that thing and give you back the result. He forms the laws of the universe, those laws process. It's like the world is a big cosmic restaurant. And with every movement of your hand, with every word of your speech, every step that you take, you send out an order into the universe to give you back some result. And it will send the order to your table and you'll have to eat it, whatever it is you ordered it. It controls the timing, the universe, the Lord. So whether you like it or not, everything we do is an offering to the Lord. When you start thinking, then before you offer things at puja, first you clean the house. Then you clean all the thari. Then you wash all the things that you're going to use. Before you even put anything inside. Clean. The quality control department is so high. But now suddenly, if everything is going to the Lord, the quality control department is on everything. What you say, how you look, how you smile. So you will see great saints and sages. Not a single look of the eye it leaves their personality without the stamp of their quality control department. Because this is going to Bhagavan. So this is my attitude. It's a change. Everything I do goes into this universe, and the universe is the Lord. So this changes also my reasoning. Hey, if you do your job like that, and I get a little kickback, you'll get a promotion. Suppose somebody says, if you just do this one thing for me, I'll give you this other thing. If you do such, you'll please the boss. If you do this other thing, you'll get the award. So now, people convince us to do our work for some other paltry result. But this Karma Yogi, he said, no. I'll do it as long as it still remains a good offering to the Lord. Otherwise, that is a byproduct, secondary thing. I don't live like you can hold a carrot in front of a donkey and make him walk. If somebody can dangle a promotion in front of you and make you walk, then we acting like a donkey. Here, beta, I'll put your face on a poster. Now study. Everybody will remember you. Go, walk, study. You're treating the psychology of the child like a very simple sort of treat-based. Here's a treat. But the human being is deeper than that. They need something more fundamental why they do what they do. Beta, every time you study, it goes to the Lord. That goes into your bank account, and it will come out one day for you to help other people. You study this thing because one day somewhere it'll help. Like Lord Rama, they prepared what it would be like to live in a forest. But they were kings. That was not useful for them. But look how it ended up. So you will be of service to the world one day. You must learn this thing. Now compare that to the carrot. If you don't do well in it, you don't feel bad because you won't be recognized. You feel bad because, I won't be able to serve the world. This is the advice to all students. You may not know what you have to do when you grow up, what your profession and occupation will be. But this sort of thing, you sit one day and you visualize. In 20 years from now, can I see myself as a magistrate? Making my contribution to the world by studying previous law, precedent, and deciding whether or not this boundary should be drawn here or there based on the law. Can I see myself doing that? Yeah. Or no. Okay. Can I see myself in the police force? Can I see myself farming? You imagine yourself making a contribution to the world through this profession. And let your heart speak. Each child has to sit quietly, swing in the hammock and think about their future that way. Not like, can I see myself sitting on my yacht and everybody saying, your honor, your honor. That confuses the heart. The heart wants to exercise its talent. And we have to find a way to contribute. So a different attitude towards karma. Then after you offer anything to the Lord, what do you get back? Prasad. Prasad in Sanskrit. Prasadam. How are we supposed to take that? Suppose somebody coming around like the old days and putting some prasad in your hand. Hot prasad right in your hand. And you don't like raisin. Imagine. And they put extra raisin. So when he puts the scoop now, you're hoping. Then when you get all the raisin. Now can you say, come, somebody else, come, you take out the raisin from my hand. No, that is your prasad from the Lord. You can't share that with anybody, you have to take that. And how are you supposed to take it? That's how you're supposed to take it. Like it or not. With the same attitude, we take every experience. See, the difference in the attitude is like this. Prasad is enjoyable, but it's not meant to be eaten like a dessert. It's more than that. It's something from the Lord. So by taking it, I receive a blessing. So when I go, I don't go just because my tongue. That's a byproduct. I go because I'm looking for the blessing. Correct or not? Otherwise, you can make mahambhog at your home every day. You'll just get fat. But when you offer and you get back something, you get a blessing also. So like that, a karma yogi is not first and foremost thinking, how am I going to enjoy this world? They're thinking, okay, Bhagavan, bless me with your results. They're coming from you. What can I learn from this situation? Every time. What can I learn from this situation? What was the message you were sending me through this situation? Everybody, that's a Hindu's mind. Not, what am I going to get? How nice is it going to be? That's secondary. So that's the second attitudinal change. It's all prasad. But the most important thing now is my attitude towards Bhagavan. And that's what's given in this verse. What is that? Bhagavan is here in the mandir, correct or not? Well, yeah. But is he only here in the mandir? No. When we come to the mandir, we hear he's everywhere. So here's his location for worship. If you want to worship him, you come here. Or you go to your home temple. Right? If you want to put flowers on him. And Bhagavan's in Vaikuntha. That's his location for Puranas and for Devatas and all that. But for the rest of the day, Bhagavan is there in the universe. He is there, and we have to visualize in our mind. Bhagavan, you are there filling everything. Now that is kind of hard to understand. Correct or not? You find it easy to understand that Bhagavan is everywhere? He's in rioters? He's in wicked people? Not so easy to understand. Everywhere means everywhere. Everywhere doesn't mean everywhere but. He's everywhere. So how to understand that? Yatta pravritti bhutanam. Bhagavan is there as the source of all things. He's the cause. Out of him everything was made. Like wood, furniture. Out of, you can imagine wood furniture, wood doors. Out of all the doors and wooden door and wooden harmonium and wooden things, right? The things are there, but their source is wood. Correct? So, like that. How wood pervades the door and wood pervades the harmonium and wood pervades the singhasan, Bhagavan pervades the world. Like, you might have gold. How gold pervades the gold earrings and gold pervades the gold necklace and gold pervades the gold ring, like that Bhagavan pervades the world. Like milk and sugar make ice cream. Every bite of ice cream, coconut, pineapple, cherry, whatever it might be. Like how milk and sugar pervade ice cream, Bhagavan pervades this world. In other words, he makes it up. He is the stuff from which it was made. And if he makes it, he pervades it. Which portion of that wooden door doesn't have wood, you tell me? He fills the whole thing. Like that. That's what Bhagavan is saying. So what does that mean for me now? What do I have to do with that piece of information from Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavan is saying, this is how can I imagine your form? Because a formless thing is not easy to picture. Bhagavan, this is how they teach in scriptures. You are the harmonizing intelligence in all things, the causal intelligence. Because he himself, Lord Krishna himself gives an example. Imagine a beautiful mala, like this one. The mala always has a thread, like this one. Bhagavan says, I am the thread in the mala. What? If it were not for the thread, you couldn't have this beautiful red, then green, then orange. Could you have that? Nice orderliness to that? If you didn't have a thread holding it together, it would just be a lump of flowers. Correct or not? So that's one thing. Second thing, you can see the thread when you see this? If I hide this part. You can't see. It's holding everything together. It's giving everything its beauty and systematic organization and all that, but you can't see it. Like that. So like that, everything in this world is working in order. The planets are spinning. Yesterday you go to bed knowing English, you wake up knowing English. You didn't wake up knowing French or Spanish or something. Everything is working perfectly and on time and in the right way. Every little molecule is spinning. I am the thread in this universe. Oh. In your body also, there is a being there. Life is there, which keeps all the cells working together. You can't see it. Like, have you ever seen a wax on TV? You might see wax museum, right? And they have like, what's his name? Elvis Presley and all great presidents of the past all lined up there, right? And if you look, you can't tell the difference between that and a normal body. It means the eyes cannot see life. But life is there, and that's what makes you you and holds the body together and digests food and everything. So something like how there is a common intelligence in you holding yourself together, there's a common intelligence in the world. I have to visualize that, keep that awareness in my mind. Bhagavan, this whole world is a temple, and everything I do is a flower offering unto you. Like that kind of idea. Bhagavan, you are everywhere. And with every word I say, I'm throwing dhar onto you. Bhagavan, you pervade every being, and with every smile I give, I smile onto you. So you might not have that idea now, but when you come to the mandir, at least for 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes of your day, Bhagavan, you are there, and everything I do is a worship unto you. Right here in this puja. Then you expand that a little bit, and expand it. That person who is now doing all of his actions, remembering the Lord, that person has that ice in his veins. That person is clutch. That person has the siddhi of purity of mind. What happens to him? Shreyan sadharmo viguna dharma sanuyita Hare Svabhavantam dharma Gurvannam Lokitisham We'll see verse 14. Sahajam karmakam deya sadosha Doshena Rumena Nariva Prita Everyone. Before telling what happens to that individual, after his mind becomes pure, calm, quiet, undisturbed and undisturbable, a pure mind, Bhagavan first adds 2 points. Because people think, okay, I'm doing my duty, but, grass is always greener. There was a homeless man, and he used to look and think it was so nice. He would be homeless outside a big hotel like the Marriott. And he would think, that doorman, his life is so good. Look how he dressed. He dressed so nice. And he salutes everybody who comes. He knows everybody's name. They know his name. He's always cheerful. I want to be a doorman. I don't like my job. My job is begging. Meanwhile, the doorman was looking at the receptionist. Look at she's taking a phone call. She's directing what's going on. She has room key. She's in AC whole day. I want to be a receptionist. Receptionist looking at the manager. Man, he get to set the office schedule, who work, who do overtime and all that. He the boss. I want to be a manager. I don't want to just be receptionist. Any big decision? Manager. Anytime you want to really make a customer happy? Manager. I want to be manager. Manager think, well, these employees like me, but I'm not the real boss. There's somebody called CEO. I run this whole ship, but he get all the credit. So he want to be CEO. But the nature of CEO is anything goes wrong, they want to remove him. So that CEO, right? He had to write letter of resignation one day because something went wrong, right? So he wrote letter of resignation. Then he had to leave the hotel. Then his wife tell him, I was just waiting for this day. Now you're no longer CEO, I will divorce you now. I'm waiting only for this day. So that also happened. So that day now he going down the hotel, out the door for the last time. And you see the homeless man. And you think, man, you're so lucky. You don't have responsibility. The whole world doesn't know your name, this, that. I wish I was a homeless man like you. Very simple job. Just beg. Nah. That's called looking at other people's duty and considering it to be better than my own. The human mind is like that. And think, is it better to do your homework or your job, even though you could do somebody else's homework easily? Suppose you're in grade 5 and you have a sibling in grade 2 and they come home with their 1 + 1, 2 × 2, like that. And say, let me do their homework now. I can do that thing like that. Should you do that? Other person's work? Even if you're better? No. You have to do your own work. This only Bhagavan says. To follow one's own talent, one's own duty, one's own inclination, aptitude, passion. Shreyan swadharmo. Vigunaha, even if you think or other people say it's not good, even if you don't do it well, that is better than what? Than to do paradharma, somebody else's work. Swanushtita, very well also. Better you do your own job than do anybody else's work better. If your job is to make the check and the boss's job is to sign the check, but you could sign all the check today and get them all out. Dare not you sign the check. That is the boss's job. You just make the check. Swabhava niyatam karma kurvan apnoti nakil visham. That person who does the work according to their own nature and passion, following that, they cannot get any negativity. So here is where it answers that. Suppose someone is born into that work of being a hangman. Father was a hangman, son was a hangman, grandson was a hangman. When you don't know anything else, you're trained in that. And you like it too. Nakil Visham. No negativity will come to that person. Because they stick to their duty. But they have to do it with the pine tart filling, with the best part, with the attitudinal change. Like that. Yes. And it is true, your job, whatever it is, even if it is your talent, sometimes is boring. Sometimes it's difficult. Better you stick to it. Right? Better you stick to it. So Bhagavan also adds one more line in that regard. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosam api na tyajet. The karma you're born to do, that karma, even if it has some defect, you don't give it up. Why? Nobody likes killing. Nobody likes to take shield and baton and beat people. Well, maybe there's some people who like. But most people don't like. But now that's a job I have to do. I don't like it. No, you are, since childhood, you are wearing police uniform. You are directing traffic in the house. You blow and whistle. So now you're grown up. Pick up the baton and do your work. But I don't like. This is my own village. What they will say about me. Don't give it up. Why? Why, Bhagavan? Why I shouldn't give up my duty? Because Sarva Ramba Hi Doshena. All things have their own defect. There's no work that doesn't have defect. Like how all fire does have smoke. All natural fire does have smoke. Like that. Now, one important thing, some people argue. See, it says the karma you're born to do. Sahajam karma. So they use that to say, because I born in a Brahmin family, I am Brahmin. But it's a very important thing. Gurudev was very clear about it. Born to do, not born into. Suppose you're born in a smuggling family or a criminal family. So that means you have to be a criminal? No. So then why any other logic will work? If I was born in... Prahlad is born in Hiranyakashipu's home. Hiranyakashipu is a terrible asura in our Puranas. Prahlad is a great bhakta. The son is born as a bhakta and the father is an asura. And you all know the story where Narasimha comes out and all that. So, just because he's born in that family, he has to follow his father? No. Doesn't work like that. You follow your own aptitude. And the Hiranyakashipu tried to make that boy into following him. He made him go to a school and such where they would never hear Lord Vishnu's name. And no matter what, still the boy chanting Bhagavan Vishnu's name. Because he's born with it. Like that. So don't go against that. Look what happens at Hiranyakashipu. Right? Like that. All things have some... What is the defect in work? No matter how much you even... If suppose you live to play cricket, still you just get tired. And the work multiplies. And if you don't do it with the right attitude, it makes your mind polluted. Become jealous. Become angry. Become arrogant. It can happen in any work, in any field. Your job is to put the clothes on the murti. Suppose, there's such a nice work you have. Then one day, you're sick and someone else puts clothes and they go on complimenting that person. What a nice job you did. In front of you. And they never compliment you and you do it for 20 years. Now you had such a nice karma, which is supposed to purify your mind. And in the end, what it did, it just made the mind jealous and angry and all that. So that's the nature of karma. All karma has a defect. So don't get upset if your work has some problem. All karma does have defect, particularly that it's binding. See this Hindu tradition, The idea is, don't try and change the material world to make your life better. Try and change the inside. And things you cannot change inside, change the outer world. Like, if you're meant to be a, artist, then you change the world around you so you can express art. Like that. The Vedic tradition is not about materialism, it's about working on the heart. Like that. Okay, then Bhagavan tells what happens to that person who sticks to the duty with the right attitude and everything. Bhagavan says, what happens to that person? Their mind becomes totally detached. What else? Sarvatra it happens. Everywhere, in every situation, that mind is not easily tempted, worried about what they'll get. Like I said, calm, cool, collected, focused on their contribution to the world, bubbling with joy to do the work itself. That kind of attitude. Jita Atma, they have mastery over their mind. The mind doesn't tell them what to do. They tell the mind what to do, where to go, how to sit. Also, Vigata Spraha. They've gone beyond Spraha. Spraha means craving. We all have some kind of craving. If I just ask you right now what you're craving for, quickly the mind will throw up something. When's the last time you had a nice icy? Put it in the freezer and you get a little, the little crushed ice. Which flavor you like? Cream soda? Yeah. You put that, or you take some condensed milk, put it inside. Wow. So suddenly, when you get home, put one cream soda in the freezer for tomorrow now. Because why? Because Spraha is like that, longing. The scriptures call it like an itch. You know how the skin itches? When the skin itches, you can't help it. You just want to. When you do that, you say, But after you do that, it does itch more. And once you itch one side, then the other, itch the left ear, right ear. Give me an itch now. Don't just do the left one. Say, oh yeah, okay. And it spreads and it moves and it disturbs your mind. And no matter how much you itch, it doesn't give satisfaction like when you put that cream and the itch goes away. There's a whole different type of satisfaction, correct or not? Itching and itch is one satisfaction, but then having that thing go away when you put some proper cream, calamine lotion, whatever, is a whole different type of satisfaction, correct? Or not? In the same way, satisfying a pleasureful desire is like scratching an itch in the mind. This person don't itch. One Mahatma, he wanted to go and see the mall. So then the people around him says, you, great sannyasi, Swami, you want to go see mall, renunciate? What you're going to do in a mall? You don't have bank account too. You don't have pockets, you don't have bag. What? He said, no. I like to go and see all the things I'm happy without. For him, that's window shopping. I like to go see. I don't need that. That's so neat. I don't want that. Like that. You can't make him itch. Because he's so absorbed in his work and he loves the Lord so much and he sees his life very clearly in the direction he's going to go and all that. That kind of person, what happens to him? He's ready for the next stage now. What is the next stage? By sannyas, through renunciation. Means through a renunciation born of knowledge. What happens to him? He attains mukti. But the word used for mukti here is a very technical word. Naishkarmyam. Literally it means he becomes actionless. Actionless? What do you mean actionless? Now these are big words, but they're beautiful words and they give so much insight into your Sanatana Dharma. This person knows he is not the acting body, he is not the acting mind, he is not the talking speech. All that is moving, and behind that he's actionless. Because he's there, everything is moving. Like in the presence of the sun, all the plants grow. In the presence of the sun every morning, all the birds chirp. In the presence of the sun, all the frogs stay quiet. The sun doesn't do anything. He doesn't, okay, frogs, be quiet. Okay, birds, get ready. You better sing, here I come. And if you don't sing, no, the sun just shines and everything does what it has to do. In the same way, there's a changeless aspect in you called Atma. In its presence, all things are doing itself. So he thinks to himself, I am that actionless Atma. I just have this temporary body and it's doing all the movement. I am actionless. Naishkarmyam. He reaches that state. That state is also called a state of desirelessness. Like that. How he gets there? He can absorb knowledge. That is the idea there. Then Bhagavan now introduces that knowledge. So far he was talking about how to prepare the mind. And so many times in Bhagavad Gita, he talked about the knowledge also. It means to say that person can sit down now with their whole integrated personality, with their aura of devotion for the love, And in that mode, you can tell them about the Lord, and whatever you say will go inside. It will sit very nicely. And when they look out at the world, they'll see what you've told them. When we hear stuff in satsang, it goes inside and it doesn't come out. When you hear Bhagavan is everywhere, the next moment you look and you see a beautiful flower, you think, wow, Bhagavan, look what you can do. You can take brown earth and clear water, and you can make a red flower. So delicate, if I touch it, it breaks. And in this big rough word, it's standing shine. Look what you can do. And we don't think that. We worry and stress. So to make the mind receptive, he does all his duty in this way. Then he's fit for knowledge, right? So now Bhagavan is going to introduce that topic. Let us chant this verse. Well, we might go out of time. Bhagavan will introduce Jnana tomorrow. Where will he tell us about that? He will tell us about that in Best Village at Swatantra Mandali at 7 p.m. That is where tomorrow night's satsang will be, and we'll pick up from verse 50 of chapter 18. The other thing I want everyone to know is that at Coghlan Dam on Monday at Radha Krishna Mandir we have a satsang also. That just got booked, so you may not know, and I know it's close to here. So if you're interested in hearing more about Bhagavad Gita, Coghlan Dam, 7 p.m. on Monday, Radha Krishna Mandir. Now, a few announcements before we have Arati. Now, I know it all, you were talking and then all of a sudden you stop. You give an announcement now. Because this is how we've been going on every night, and we always see so many verses. So we have completed a section, verses 40 to 50 over the last 2 nights, and it was all about karma, yoga, practice, and all that. And from tomorrow, a new section starts. It is good we leave it. The next stage, knowledge. Chinmaya Mission is a teaching organization. Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, from around whom this whole organization is formed, came to Guyana also in 1964, 65, 67, 68 for 3 years. So the presence of Chinmaya Mission in Guyana has been here since that time. And Puja Swami Prakashananda ji has been coming for over 20 years. Mostly though on the Burmese side. I think he's been to every single mandir in Burmese more than once. And a few times obviously throughout Guyana. So now Chinmaya Mission has been established in Guyana and has classes going on the ground. And there are 3 teachers, myself, GNG, and our Brahmachari Dujoji. And our aim, our whole life is to teach only. That's what we do, right? We don't have any other work or anything like that. We live to serve Sanatana Dharma to what we can do, and that is teaching the scriptures in English to the next generation. So if you go online, you will find so many types of classes, so many of them online and all that, for all ages. The best type of class I love the most, we have children's classes. We have classes for pregnant moms. We have classes for moms whose children are under 4 years old, and all the moms sit in a circle, and that you can teach that child the chant, you can teach messages from Bhagavad Gita, you can teach all Shraddha and love for the Lord, you can teach yoga, you can teach so many things. By the time they're 5 years old, you don't have to do any more work. You taught them all the things. Because our tradition has always had that, but it's been lost. So as much as we can bring it back, so the wonderful little classes called Mommy and Me classes, like that, all the way up to classes for adults that we have like this. So check it out online if you're interested in having anything on this side, you can speak to us. 2 such programs that are going on. One is a Pandit's course. If you're 15 to 30 years old, Chinmaya Mission is now having a 6-month Pandit's course, teaching you how to chant all the mantras properly, all the Sanskrit shlokas. You will learn how to read Sanskrit. You will learn basic grammar. You will learn the meaning of all the steps of puja. You will learn how to do puja also. Classes are online every day, in the morning and the evening. Like that, little bit, you will learn all, and there will be some practical aspect. The only in-person aspect will be at the end, for a week. So if you know anybody, and it's free, but we can't take a lot of people because it is online. So if you know anyone who's 15 to 30 and interested in learning to chant and to do puja, chant all the mantras properly, you can pass on the information, register online. Now, even more amazing than that, Chinmaya Mission has Vedanta course. That is an in-person course. It's happening in Trinidad, where you go and you stay in an ashram for 2 years. And it is an intense study. Get up at 5:30 in the morning, have class all day until this time at night. Every day, no holiday, no weekend, no going home, no New Year's, no Deepavali, nothing. Class every single day. And if you don't keep up with it, they'll ask you to leave. It's a very intense course. What do you do there? You study the scriptures in Sanskrit. You study Sanskrit also. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Ramcharitmanas, you study it all. And for people who are interested in that, in the scriptures, in Sanatana Dharma, people who want to teach, like in Chinmay Mission, you have to do this course before you can teach and take to the life of brahmacharya and sannyas. Or if you just want to learn for yourself, this course is available. It has gone on. You used to have to go to India for this course, and many people have done it. But the last 2 times it has been offered in Trinidad. Lucky for everybody in the Caribbean. And for the 3rd time now it is being offered in Trinidad. I don't know when again it will be offered. It's not like it's offered all the time. From October, Gandhi Jayanti, October 2nd, the course will begin. If a person is interested, they have to be under 30, unmarried, and have a university degree to qualify for that course. If you qualify and you get admitted after the interview, the whole course is sponsored. Scholarship. Go and stay at the ashram, boarding and all that. What a great sacrifice members of Trinidad are doing to be able to fund so people can learn the Sanatana Dharma properly. So please spread the word. It's a great effort by Chinmay Mission to produce many more people who know Sanatana Dharma. And there's no obligation after that. You just go and study and learn. Wonderful thing, Vedanta course. Chinmay Mission has a 3-week summer camp in Monrepo, where the ashram is, on East Coast. 3 weeks, Bhagavad Gita. If you know any children who want to come from July 14th to the end of the month, 3 weeks, Monday to Friday, we can organize transport. You just let us know, right? You can speak to Panditji, speak to us tonight, speak to Pandit Krishna, and we can organize. And there are plans being made to have weekend summer camps in the West Coast. So you drop all the kids on a Saturday, and they will learn Bhagavad Gita through games and fun and all that. Saturday camps are starting, right? So please stay in touch with Pandit Krishna. He will give you details. The last night, which is just around the corner, is May 3rd, 108. And it is a big public event, and you're all invited. It's happening in town at the Gandhi Youth Cricket Ground. Oh, that rhymes. It's happening in town at the Gandhi Youth Cricket Ground. Saturday at 5 p.m. You come, there will be the last lecture by Puja Swami Prakashanandaji. There will be food for everybody, bhojan. There will be gifts for all families. It will be a grand event. Because it commemorates such a great yajna that went on for 108 days in 108 temples. So please come, you're warmly invited. And it finishes by 6:30, so you can get food and come home in time. You'll be home before it gets dark, too dark. Right? After that, on Sunday, May 4th, there is a fundraiser at the ashram called Dosa Day. Dosa is a flat, delicious, pancake-like food. It's made thin on a tawa. It is made of rice and urdi dal. So it's healthy and delicious. A little crispy, a little soft, and inside they put paneer, they put aloo, they make a pizza dosa. And Swamiji himself will be making it for everybody. So if you want to try that, it's eaten in the hundreds of millions every day all over the world. It is like super popular vegetarian food. So if you want to come and try that thing, you can come to the ashram on Sunday and try a dosa made by Swamiji. Right? It's a fundraiser. So all the information there is online. There are some books. You'll see Chinmay Mission has thousands of books for all ages. Little ones like this one, Peace in a Restless World. If I go like this, it disappears. It's so thin. And it have books for children. Ganesha goes to a party. Stories from the Puranas put into picture format. Ganesha meets Kuber. Kuber feels arrogant that he has so much money. And Ganesha teaches him a nice lesson at the party. Explanation of Hanuman Chalisa. And so many other wonderful titles. Frequently asked questions on Hinduism. All the questions answered. So if you're interested in anything like that, or you want to give a gift, please see the bookstall. Now we can have Aarti, and then after I'll pass it back for any mandir announcements and closing thoughts. Is that all right? Okay. So please stand for Bhagavad Gita Aarti. Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudadvajaha Mangalam Pundarikaksham Mangalayatano Harihi Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhush Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Satya Sanatana Dharma ki Jai. Har Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadev. Hari Om Tat Sat.
प्रेम से बोलो व्यास महाराज की जय।